In this phase, we're going to create the castle. The castle is the focal point of the first level of our game. Make sure you have your flash drive and that you have the step-by-step project guide. We're going to create a whole bunch of object types. We're going to adjust the collision polygon of the top of the castle, and we're going to create the animations for the castle door. Start by going to your step-by-step project guide. Scroll down to the table of contents and click on where it says the castle. By this point in the project, you guys know how to make object types, you know how to work with layers and put things in families, how to make origin points. So referring to this table, you're going to create all of these object types. Use the name and the file specified, set the origin point, place on the layer specified in the table, and if it says solids family, place the object type in the solids family. When you're done with that, you're going to build the castle. You're going to control drag release, and referring to these diagrams, you're going to build the castle. That's the background layer. Scroll down, that's the game layer. And when you put it all together, that's the castle you should have. Everything minus the castle door. So take a moment, refer to the guide, make these object types, and create your castle. Hopefully you had a good time doing that. Let's go over this. You should have a bunch of new object types. You should have the castle flag, the castle window. You should have a spire, and a stone left, stone right, stone top left, stone top middle, and stone top right. Let's take a look at the layers. You can use the checkbox to view and hide the different layers. So if you want to see just the objects that should be on the background, deselect the game. Likewise, if you just want to see what's on the game layer, switch it up. Just the top of the castle. Also, make sure that the castle top objects have been assigned to the solids family. Scroll down and verify that for solids, your stone top object types are there. Before we move forward, let's go to the layers and make sure that the game layer is unlocked so that we can move our player. Move the player to the top of the castle. We're going to preview the game so we can see how the player walks on top of the castle. We want to change this. We want it to appear as if the player is truly on the roof of the castle. To do that, we need to change the collision polygon of our stone tops. So go back, go to projects, and for each of the stone top objects, we're going to change the collision polygon. Edit animations, go to the collision polygon, and we're going to pull it down This is going to give the appearance of the player being behind the castle top. Just keep going. For stone top middle, I'll bring it down a little bit further, all the way to the bottom. And when we're all done, we're going to test it. You should be able to see the difference. Excellent. In future phases, we're going to put coins and enemies up here. Make sure the background layer is unlocked, because now it's time to create our castle door. It's a sprite, and we're going to call it castle door, capital C, capital D. Our castle door is going to have a couple of animations that play when it opens and closes. Go ahead and click. Should go on the background layer. And we're going to import frames from a sprite strip. This will be a 4x1. So find castle door 4x1. And when prompted, Tell it that it's 4 horizontal, 1 vertical, and replace the entire existing animation. Press OK. All right. Let's go ahead, guess the polygon shape for our collision polygon. Let's apply that to the whole animation. Let's set our origin point to make it easy to position, 0, 1, 92, the bottom left corner. And let's apply that to the whole animation. Close that down. Let's position the door, make sure the snap to grid is enabled. To do that, now we want to make sure that our castle door is behind that bush, so we need to use our Z order bar. Let's go to the Z order bar. Let's click on the background so we can see all the objects. Scroll down, make sure that you're working on the background layer, not the game. Find the castle door, and we want to move it down. We want to decrease its Z order to place it behind everything except for the sky. And now you can see the bush is in front of the door, the barnacle's in front of the door. We're doing good. Let's go back to our castle door. Edit animations. We need to create a couple. We're going to duplicate our default. It's another way to create animations. We're going to call the first one open. Make sure that it's the one that's selected. Right now we have 4 frames. What we're going to do is get rid of the first frame, leaving us with a 3-frame open animation. 1, 2, 3. Let's set the properties. Let's leave everything default except for repeat count. Let's change to 0. Let's duplicate default again to make the close animation. Duplicate. Call this one close with a capital C. We're going to be using the same 4 frames, but just in reverse order. So rearrange the frames so it looks like a door closing. Same thing. Let's look at its properties. Repeat count, let's change that to 0. And the last thing to do, go to the default animation, and we're going to get rid of the frames we don't need. All we need is frame 0. Just a door sitting there completely closed. Delete the last 3 frames. Let's preview these. There's your open. There's your close. The last thing we're going to do in this phase, we're going to make sure the background layer is active and unlocked. We're going to create the flags for our castle spire. Go to Object Types, choose Sprite. We're going to call it Flag Green, capital F, capital G. Click on the background. We're going to create an animation from 2 separate frames. So we need to go to our folder, and we need to find Flag Green, 66 by 71. Set its origin point to 0, 71. And now we can add it as a frame to our animation. Go to Animation Frames, right click, Add Frame. Let's find the second frame, Flag Green 6570, 0, 70 for its origin point. Let's add that frame and delete the empty off the end. Let's set its default animation properties. Let's slow it down to 1.5 frames per second, and then let's loop it. And preview. Last thing to do, we need to position our flags. Control, drag, release. Use the rotation handle, which is based upon the object's origin point, to position the flag at the top of the spire. Then you can use the Z order bar to make sure that the flag is behind the spire. We're going to do the same thing for our other flag. Use the rotation bar, place it atop the other spire, and move it backwards using the Z order bar. If we preview level 1, there's our castle. We've got flags on top. All that's left to do, save the game. Let's go back to Construct 2. Let's save our project. Save, Control S or File Save.